Good afternoon. Welcome to a special live stream PAC Chat. I'm your host, Marin, board member and co-founder of New Jersey Public Health Innovation PAC. I am joined by Lori, also co-founder and NJPHIPAC's board treasurer. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
We are coming to you live from the PAC Chat studio. We're bringing you an important update from a hotly contested and key legislative district, South Jersey's District 4. District 4 includes parts of Atlantic, Camden, and Gloucester counties. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. If you live in this district, you're going to want to stay with us for an update on what's happening in this contentious race. Before we bring on our District 4 endorsed candidates, a little bit about who's running and why this is an important district for those who value health freedom and parental rights. The Senate seat in District 4 has been held by Democrat Fred Madden since 2004. For those of you who were fighting with us back in 2019-2020 to preserve the religious exemption, you may remember that Senator Madden voted in Health Committee to remove the exemption, and the bill was advanced to the full Senate where he would have voted yes once again. So suffice it to say, we're happy to see Senator Madden retire. However, District 4 Assemblyman Democrat Paul Moriarty is running for Madden's Senate seat in this election. And let me tell you why we should all be concerned. When the vote to remove the religious exemption advanced to the full assembly, Moriarty voted yes to remove the religious exemption, which would have kicked tens of thousands of New Jersey school children out of school. I really don't think I need to say any more as to why this man is no good for South Jersey, let alone as a representative in the state legislature. So now for some good news. We have 3 excellent choices on the ballot running to represent this district who will no doubt be a voice for parental rights, health freedom, and informed consent. So without further ado, let's bring on Republican Senate candidate Chris Del Borrello, Assembly candidates Amanda Esposito and Matt Walker. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Good
afternoon.
Awesome. Good to see you guys. I'm sure you guys are busy campaigning, just a few days left, so let's just jump right into it. Chris, maybe you can share with us what is happening. District 4 has been in the news lately with regard to phantom candidates. Can you just give us an update about what's happening in your district?
Yeah, so real quick, and I'll try and be short and sweet, but we have what's going on in this district as fake candidates running as third-party independent candidates, quote unquote. The problem is these candidates have signed paperwork with the Elect Commission, the board that oversees elections in the state of New Jersey, that they wouldn't spend any more than $1,000. That was back in September. So they basically ended their campaign. And then all of a sudden in District 4, we started seeing, TV commercials on Fox News and other outlets. We started seeing mailers being sent home to voters. We started seeing Facebook and other digital ads propping this third-party candidate up by a super PAC that has not filed paperwork with Elect Commission or proper paperwork. And so we had to real quick file a lawsuit against that super PAC, against these fake candidates and anyone involved. And we're glad to say that today the judge sided with us and has ordered a freeze on that super PAC's bank account. They can no longer do any more expenditures on behalf of this third-party candidate. The troubling thing, though, however, is they've probably already spent the money for the ads all the way through Election Day. So there may still be other additional advertisements coming out. But it's really important that voters know that these candidates are phony candidates that were put up to just siphon votes away from us. So much to the effect that they were actually registered Democrats as recently as June 2nd. And all of a sudden that they're running under conservative South Jersey Party slogans to try and confuse people. So, and there are petitions to get on the ballot in the first place were run by and circulated by the local Democrat chairman's daughter, who's also a Democrat. So we have the South Jersey Democrat Party put these people up just to simply defraud voters and trick voters into voting for them.
Okay. Wow. Some shady stuff happening down there in South Jersey. That's pretty upsetting. Sorry. So it sounds like the judge, at least for the time being, put a stop to the expenditures, but it sounds like there's damage that could have already been done. Is there anything that voters in your district, our supporters, our followers at NJPHIPAC can do to help you guys or support you guys down in D4 at this point?
Well, I mean, just tell your friends and family. I mean, at this point, like we already said, and like you mentioned, that they have already done a lot of advertising. They're basically, our opponents are basically running and funding 2 campaigns against us. They're funding Paul Moriarty's campaign, a 22-year Democrat incumbent, and they're funding this so-called phantom third-party fake candidate to siphon off votes from the left and the right. And so we need everybody in your organization. Look, we all agree on the same things, right? We all agree on medical freedom and parental rights and informed consent and the offshore wind. And that's part of the problem, right? So every single issue, organizations like you and around the state, Save Our Jersey Shores, we are on the right side of all these issues. They know that they can't beat us on the issues one-on-one. Which is why that they're doing these sneaky underhanded tactics. And so we need all your members to know who's actually endorsed in this race, which is us, Amanda Esposito, Matt Walker, and myself, and to tell their family members and their friends that do not be fooled by these fake advertisements and these fake candidates, to go out and vote. They could vote early tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. They could vote on Tuesday. They could still get their vote by mail ballots in. And, don't be fooled by this and just bring 5 friends, bring 10 friends, get everybody to vote.
Yeah, it sounds like a desperate attempt by the Democrats there in South Jersey to discredit you guys. And, because they know you're great candidates and they know that they're at risk for losing those seats, which, of course, we all hope to see. So we appreciate that. We definitely encourage our followers, our community to get out and vote. We'll remind everybody at the end how and when to vote. But I think it's just really important to call these people out on what they're doing, because you guys are running a clean race, a great race. I see you out there in your posts, getting out there, meeting constituents, and they're afraid. And, the good always comes to light, right? So
I hope so. I mean, I've seen a lot of corruption, but this is extra.
Yeah.
to create a whole thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a desperate attempt. When you're not on the right side, I guess you have to do whatever it takes. And it's just dirty. It's just dirty politics. We don't want that in South Jersey, or we don't want that in the rest of the state either.
In a way, it's a compliment, right? They had to cheat to try to win.
Yeah.
You guys are doing such a good job that
they
have to invent candidates, invent a PAC, and then come at you for not being conservative enough.
Yep. Right. And then, and the judge, and that was, the troubling thing for the judge, if anybody was on the Zoom call this morning, was the fact that you cannot reach these candidates. You cannot reach the person that's supposedly in charge of the PAC. They didn't put down a phone number, an email, just a post office box in Jamaica, Queens, New York, where the PAC is supposedly run out of. And so we couldn't even serve them. And so we had to file special paperwork to move forward with this lawsuit without serving. And, luckily the judge, rightfully so. I mean, this is a complete assault on voters' rights to know who is funding their, campaign. We've been very open with all our endorsements, with all our, fundraising. So it's a very sad day in democracy when you can't win an election, so you're going to resort to these kind of tactics.
Right. I'm just curious, have your opponents come out at all and made a statement about what's happening down there? Nothing?
No,
they have nothing.
Wow, so that's very telling, right? So they're not even defending what's happening in their favor. But as horrible as it is, they've got nothing to say. So that's pretty telling.
Yeah. For me personally, I'm the son of a veteran. I'm a vet. My son's a vet. He's also a sheriff's officer. Our son-in-law, he's a vet as well. Our son just came back from deployment earlier this year. And with all the stuff that's going on around the world, this is what they're fighting for.
Right.
For people to cheat in elections. That's, to me, I take it personal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I would too.
Yeah. And also this is also not the only district this is happening. It's also happening in LD2 with Senator Palestina.
Mm-hmm.
There's a third party candidate that this super PAC from Jamaica, Queens, New York also was sending out flyers and mailers on his behalf. That third party candidate actually dropped out of the race and turned around and supported Senator Palestina because he did not want to be a part of, this kind of underhanded tactic. And unfortunately, our two third-party candidates, you can't find them. They can't be reached by phone. They can't be reached by email. They can't be reached at their homes. So, that's the nature of the situation right now on the ground. And that's why we need all your members to tell everybody they know that these are fake candidates and not to be deceived.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely want to get the word out. It's discouraging, but listen, we don't want that to be a reason that anybody stays home, right? So let's encourage everybody to get out, spread the word about what the Democrats are doing down in South Jersey, and let's get these three amazing candidates in their seats. So let's switch to something a little bit more positive. Our community hasn't heard from you guys yet on a PAC Chat. Obviously, we represent, thousands of concerned residents that want to be heard when it comes to medical freedom, parental choice, informed consent. So what can you guys share with us and our community about where you stand on these issues and why it's so important for them to get out to vote for you in this election?
Okay. Well, in regard to medical freedom, we definitely support the religious exemption that needs to be in place 100%. With this topic is very sensitive to me. I think back to 2020, 2021, when the COVID vaccine was being forced on individuals. And I was so scared that I could lose my job because I didn't want to take this vaccine. And I never want to feel that way again. And I know others don't want to feel that way either. So we will definitely fight up in Trenton to make sure that the religious exemption stands and that people won't be forced to take vaccines against their will. That's just wrong. This is America. We shouldn't be forced to inject anything in our body that we're not comfortable with.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, a lot of our community and our supporters really joined from off the heels of the fight for religious exemption, but we got a new wave from COVID. A lot of people that listen, we're for choice at the end of the day, not pro or anti when it comes to vaccination. We believe that it's a choice, right? And that the government should really stay out. But COVID has really opened the eyes of a lot of people. And, we don't love Governor Murphy, but forcing all the mandates really opened people's eyes.
It did. Yeah. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and brought a lot of people to our issue and a lot of people that support us now because of this specifically about, specifically COVID.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt, I'd love to hear from you also.
Well,
yes.
Same thing. The religious exemption, that's extremely important. This country was founded on religious freedom. So if we start down that road, we're taking that away. And again, it should be a choice, because everything in medicine isn't a one size fits all. They always tell you, see all the commercials. So people should have the opportunity to opt out or opt in, but also to be able to have the truthful information.
Yes. Nothing should be mandated when there's not, substantial information about the side effects of vaccines and what's actually being injected into your body. It's just wrong. And I know as a woman who still wants to have children in the future, I'm scared to get a vaccine that I don't know a lot of information about. I don't know if it would affect me in the future. I know other women are dealing with that same concern.
Yeah.
So people need to be informed.
100%. And that's why we are for informed consent. Because I think that that's what's lacking these days is just the full picture, the full transparency.
They're pushing fear. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
But it did make it clearer, before COVID, when we had to explain what we do, I think people would say, what do you mean? Now it's like, oh no, I totally understand it. And now I understand why you wanted to make different decisions and have your decision respected. So it's an interesting time for our organization.
Yeah, for sure.
But we appreciate your support. We're excited for your election.
Well, thank you for your support, and we thank
Yes.
you, for the airtime that you're giving us as well.
Yes.
No, of course. People need to know, because even if your health freedom's not in your issue, having corrupt people that really back things like this,
Right.
Running and being in our legislature is crazy. And the first thing they should have seen if they weren't involved is they should have made a statement. But they don't want to, because then that draws airtime to you. And it's, the silence is deafening on that one.
Yes,
Absolutely.
We just want to do what is right. At the end of the day, that's what we want to do. We want safe schools. We want our kids to be healthy. We want parents to be able to raise their children as they see fit. But if a parent is the type that wants to get violent and hurt their children, then there's laws for that. But those are the things that we're supporting. We want people to be able to have good, well-paying jobs, to be able to retire in the state. It's unaffordable for people, and it's also unaffordable for businesses at the same time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we don't want to lose any more people. A lot of people are up and leaving to Florida. My sister included. I mean, that was devastating for me. But, really living in this state, I love this state. I'm a Jersey girl through and through. Most of the board members, I think we're all born and raised in New Jersey and fighting for this state because we love it.
Right.
We love it. And we want to stay. We want our neighbors to stay, and we want to thrive here. We want our businesses to thrive.
Absolutely.
Sure.
We have to elect the right people.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely,
It starts with that.
PAC members can find more information about us at southjerseychange.com. If you go on there, you'll see our contract with South Jersey parents, which includes a lot of the medical freedom laws and legislation that are up in Trenton right now. They'll see our other platform issues, and so I really advise everybody to go there to read more information about us, and personally as well, as our personal bios are on there.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I think we covered a lot. I think our community definitely has a good understanding of who you guys are and what you guys will fight for, and also what's happening down there in South Jersey. Let's definitely bring it to light so that the truth and the good people will prevail on Tuesday. And
we're having our last Super Saturday tomorrow morning.
Right.
We'll be at in 10 Shoppers Lane, Turnersville, New Jersey, in Gloucester County. And any volunteers that want to come out in this district from your organization, or anybody else wants to come out that's seen this, we need volunteers to walk. We need to knock on doors and get out the vote. It's very important. I mean, we're in the home stretch, so the last 4 or 5 days, we need every single person to get out and vote.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's no excuse for not voting. I mean, you can vote today, you can vote tomorrow, you can vote Sunday, and you can vote Tuesday. But don't put it off. Yeah.
great message.
I think a lot changed once our children's issues joined the ballot, because people that previously could have stayed home, now it's a lot of decisions being made on your children's behalf without your input.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And to add to that, our opponent, before he was basically anti-family, anti-children. Now the mailers that they're putting out are, we're pro-parent.
Yeah.
Legislators shouldn't be in Trenton and Washington shouldn't be telling you how to raise your children or how to educate them. That's our platform.
Right.
That's
Yes.
not.
yeah, did they just take yours and swap out the faces?
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point, Matt brought up. They've sent mailers out. Paul Moriarty has done a complete 180. He's pro-parent. Nobody should get in the way between parents and kids, and he'll fight for that in Trenton like he's always done. Yeah, he's. I mean, he almost sounds like a Republican.
Yeah.
Do they think voters are stupid and can't look up voter history and see
No.
all the bills he's voted on?
That is exactly what
Yes.
they think.
He's definitely
I mean-
flip-flopping a lot.
If you guys could pull up just NJ Leg, the bill language and his voting log, and just put it on your site, let it speak for itself, because you're not doing these one-liners. You have the votes. You can screenshot the PDF of the vote that says he voted for this. And I know, just because we do this a lot, I know he did. So
Yes.
But the mailers that he's putting out doesn't say that.
yeah, all you need is one mailer saying that. Marin, how long does it take us to get out a mailer? But yeah, I mean, let it speak for itself, because let him tell the world with his vote what his plans are for our children
Sure.
Right.
behind our backs.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but if that's what he believes, and that's what he should run on, you know.
Yeah, and if he believes it, is there a way to take back his vote?
He wish it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really need to hold these people accountable. I mean, and now is the time. You do that with a vote, right? You do that by going to the polls, holding them accountable for choices that they've made and votes that they've made.
Right.
Like, it's too little too late, in my opinion, for your opponents.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and to add to it, one more thing, we can basically prove that they're anti-family because of the way they're attacking, you know, Chris and his family.
Yeah.
Chris is the one that's running, not his family. And all they're doing is attacking his father, attacking his brothers. You know, Chris has kids, he's married, and that's not what the three of us have done with our campaign. We've stuck to the issues because the issues is why we're running. We're not running because of Paul Moriarty's wife or his daughter or, anybody else's family.
Right.
We're here running to protect people's families, to protect parents' rights, and to protect the children, so that we can make a better, safer New Jersey.
Awesome. And we are so grateful that you guys are running. So thank you. Even up in North Jersey, we're on the opposite end, I feel like, of the earth from you guys. But 160 on the Parkway, you guys are what?
Woo! Wow.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
You guys are all the way down there.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful down there. That's where we vacation every summer. So.
nice.
Okay, good.
Well, thank you all so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. We're going to drive home some of the points that we just discussed with our community. But we appreciate the time. We know how exhausting it is, I'm sure, on the campaign trail. But keep doing what you're doing. Keep staying in the truth and in the light, and you will prevail.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having us.
you.
Thank you.
Good seeing you guys.
Thank you.
again.
So.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, so before we sign off, that was interesting. Wow, a lot going on in South Jersey. Oh my goodness. It's good to know. Listen, we have to talk about it. People need to know who they're voting for. So before we sign off though, again, I just want to reiterate how important it is to get out the vote. Voting is open now. Early voting is now until Sunday. And then it will be open again for Election Day on November 7th, which is Tuesday. If we can bring up those municipalities one more time on the screen, this is District 4, New Jersey District 4. We're talking South Jersey. Please, please spread the word on how important it is to support this election. Really, no matter where you live in New Jersey, whether you're in North or Central or South Jersey, please get out the word of what's happening in District 4. And remind your friends and family how important it is to get out and vote. It's not only advantageous, it's imperative that we have strong representation and on this issue of medical freedom, health freedom, informed consent. It's our future, it's our children's future. It depends on us getting involved and voting. If you want any more information about our organization, to become a contributor to NJPHIPAC, please visit our website. It's njphipac.org. And please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and we'll see you next time on PAC Chat. Bye, Lori.
Bye. Thank you, guys.